Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Nate. It is Friday the 24th of December and today is the start of the Little Women Readathon. This is a readathon that is hosted by Bookphoria. I saw her announcement video, so I believe she is the host of it, but there is also 3 co-hosts. I will link the original announcement video in the description. But this is basically a readathon that is inspired by Little Women. It is a week-long readathon running from Friday the 24th to Friday the 1st of December. The goal is to read 4 books based on prompts inspired by each of the main sisters from Little Women, as well as a group read of the book Little Women itself. So I have my options and my choices here, and I thought I would just discuss with you what I'm going to do and kind of vlog the process. Now, I am quite behind on my November reading in general, so I'm going to be trying to read as much in the next week as I can. I am also traveling next Wednesday home for like a day and then coming back here on Thursday to where I currently live. After Wednesday, I probably am not going to be able to read much, so my goal is to try and do the readathon before Wednesday, but also just read as much as I can before Wednesday. So I will go through now what we are going to be reading. So obviously there is the group read of Little Women. I have this tiny copy. It is the Collins Classic Collection, but I did also manage to get it out from the library as an audiobook. It literally came to me today, so that's great. So I'm probably going to listen to this because the edition's quite small, but then so the writing is also quite small. I might like do bits in both, but yeah, so this is going to be obviously the group read. This will be something that I listened to, so it's going to be not something I put as much focus on throughout the week. It's I think about 8 or 9 hour audiobook, so I'll probably have to get it done in about 4 hours if I listen to it on time 2 speed, which I might do. I do have currently Jane Eyre that I'm listening to. I have 2 other books that I'm in the middle of, and I'm also doing throughout the month a manga readathon where I'm trying to read 25 manga, and I've read 9. So this next week is going to be quite a lot of reading. So the group read of Little Women, and then we have our prompts. I will put a little thing up here with all the different prompts for the different sisters. So I thankfully managed to get all of the prompts out from books from my November TBR or from books that I kind of intended to read in this November. So for the first prompt, which is for Jo, which is to read a book about writing, I'm going to be reading Divine Rivals. I've heard so many good things about this. I believe the sequel's coming out either at the end of this year or the beginning of next year, and so many people are pumped about it. I have the gorgeous Fairylit edition, and I really want to read it. So this will be the only kind of, with the exception of Little Women, the only actual novel in this section, like full-length novel, and it will kind of be the only novel for the readathon that I'm actually reading because I'm going to be listening to Little Women and the other options don't quite fall under the novel category. But this will be the first book. So for Meg, we have a book about romance, and for that, I'm going to be putting on Nick and Charlie, a Heartstopper novella. This is also on my November TBR. It is very short. It's like 150 pages. The writing's not relatively small, and so I think I'm going to be able to fly through this. It was on my November TBR anyway, and I assume it's going to kind of be mostly romance. Heartstopper is kind of in general a romance. It's a coming-of-age story, but it also is mostly a romance, so I think this fits perfectly for that prompt. And then for Amy, it was to read a graphic novel. As I said, I'm doing my graphic novel readathon, so I had tons of options for this. So this one I'm leaving open to be kind of any of them because I still have 16 that I need to read, but I'm going to kind of tentatively put Hanakimi on there just because this is a romance, and I think a kind of romancy book would be quite nice. It doesn't have to go with the vibe of Little Women, but I kind of thought it might be nice to kind of fit in that vibe. But yeah, so this is the one I'm tentatively putting on, but honestly, I intend to read 16 volumes of manga in the next week, so any of them would count really, but let's say Hanakimi for the sake of this video. And for Beth, it was a book involving music in some kind of way, and for that I'm going to be reading Your Lie in April. This is a graphic novel, a manga, and it is about a piano prodigy who, after his mother's death, his life is changed, and so he abandons piano. I think it's kind of about him falling back in love with piano. I'm not sure. It was one of my choices for my manga readathon, so again, it worked out really well that it managed to actually be about music and kind of fit in with this prompt. So that is the one I'm going to read for this. So these are the 5 books that I'm going to kind of be working through over the next week. Like I said, I have other things that are also going to be being read for this week because I just have so much. I have not had much success in the way of doing reading vlogs. Next year, I kind of really want to start trying to do them a bit more. And so I thought it'd be cool to vlog over the next week and to really just, yeah, talk about my thoughts, talk about what I'm reading and see how we get on. So like I said, it's Friday. It is 3 o'clock. I had work this morning. So what I think I'm going to do now, I do have some editing that I want to do because it's been a while since I put a video up. Not because I haven't had videos, but because I'm quite a lazy editor and I don't really go on my computer that much to edit. So I need to start making that a bit more of a priority. Again, something I want to really work on in the new year. But I do want to edit a video today, but I think until 4 o'clock, I think I'm just going to sit and read. I think I'm just going to start Nick and Charlie. I'd love to get Nick and Charlie and the 2 graphic novels read either completely today or for today and the first thing tomorrow. And so then it is just Divine Rivals and listening to Little Women that I can work through over the next few days. I want to have Divine Rivals done before Wednesday. Because I'm traveling home, I can take a book with me, which I will do to read on the coach, but I don't want to take this with me because it's a gorgeous copy. So I'd like to get this done before Wednesday, and Little Women is an audiobook, so honestly, it doesn't matter. I can listen to it and read it anywhere. So that's the plan. I'm going to sit down, start reading Nick and Charlie, and see what I think about it. So it is now almost midnight, I think. I'm just about to go to sleep, but I thought I would update you. I ended up reading the entirety of Nick and Charlie. It literally took me like an hour, I think, to read. I read it so quickly. It was such a quick read. It wasn't a particularly enjoyable read, I will be honest. The writing was very, very basic. It was very simplistic. It was very much like sections that were like, we did this, then this, then this, then this, then this. And there wasn't much description in it. Charlie, I think, came off as a real selfish dick in this book, and it made me really not like him. I think he was really self-centered, really martyry as well at a certain point, and just really insensitive to Nick's, well, not just feelings, but situation, like kind of causing this drama when it's like Nick coming to the end of his A-levels, so having to sit his A-levels, go through all of this, while also having this relationship drama. And it kind of tries to make out that they're, well, it kind of acts like they're this weird, special, unique couple, and like, I don't know, it feels like it's trying to be very deep and like soulmatey. I didn't particularly enjoy it. I won't read anything else probably by Alice Oseman again, other than the graphic novels. Yeah, I didn't really like it. So yeah, but I did read it, and it was a romance, so it counts for that prompt. I have only just started reading Hannah Kimmy, so I will finish this tomorrow. The first chapter is so incredibly quick in this book. Like, things just happened one thing after the other, and so I was kind of surprised by that. But yeah, I'm going to finish this tomorrow, and then I'll read the other manga tomorrow, and then I will also probably start Divine Rivals tomorrow. But I'm going to go to bed now, and I will get up in the morning and crack on with some more reading. So I will see you and speak to you guys tomorrow.
I don't believe fine young ladies enjoy themselves a bit more than we do, in spite of our burnt hair, old gowns, one glove apiece, and tight slippers that sprain our ankles when we are silly enough to wear them. And I think Joe was quite right.
Good evening. It is now Saturday night. I don't think I vlogged much today. I did go to the gym earlier, and at the gym I listened to a bit of Little Women. So I'm actually on like the chapter, just about to start chapter 4 of Little Women. I am listening to the audiobook, but I am reading along as well. So that is 36 pages in. So I have started that, so I'm happy with that. And I have read today, I've read Blue Exorcist Volume 1, which could count for my graphic novel prompt. And I also finished reading Sailor Moon. And I'm just about one chapter into Your Lie in April, which this is for my Beth prompt for the music. And I'm actually really enjoying this so far. So I've definitely kind of hit the first 3 prompts that I need to. Tomorrow is Sunday, and I'm going to start reading Divine Rivals tomorrow. It is evening, so I just thought I'd actually jump on and do a little update for today. My plan is to sit now, read more of this, and then potentially just like listen to an audiobook and then go to sleep. Tomorrow I'm going to get up and kind of just carry on reading. I am going to be reading some more manga, but I am going to try and get maybe like 100 pages of Divine Rivals done tomorrow, I think. It'd be cool to get to maybe page 100 of Little Women, but I am listening to this, so it is quite quicker. I think in total it's like 8.5 hours, so I've got about 7.5 hours left, and I'm listening to it on 1.5 speed, so it's going quite easy. I am also going to be trying to get through some more of Killers of a Certain Age. This is not for this readathon, but this is just for my TBR for the month. I'm at page 200. My sister is reading, which is her Tasley one, but mine is the middle one, so I'm over halfway through. So I think I've got about 4.5 hours left of the audiobook to listen to, but I am reading it at the same time and going like back and forth between the two. They are the plans that I'm going to be doing. I just thought I would come on with a little update for this evening, and yes, I will catch up with you guys tomorrow and try and vlog a bit more tomorrow about the progress that I've made. It's almost 6 o'clock now on Sunday, and I wanted to do a bit of an update on how my reading's been going. Apologies that my hair is a mess. I am dyeing my hair tonight, bleaching it and dyeing it, so I've just been kind of letting it live because it's going to be getting washed tonight. I thought I would do an update on where I'm at. So I read Your Lie in April. I can't remember if I mentioned that I'd read this, but I finished it this morning, or did I finish it yesterday? I think I finished it this morning. I actually ended up really enjoying this. This is the one for my music prompt, and it does have music in it, and it was really actually quite good, and I'm quite excited to carry on with the series. So this is also the first, I think it's got 11 volumes, and I think the first 9 are all available on Kindle Unlimited. It's about a piano prodigy who kind of loses his ability to kind of hear music. He meets this girl who is a violinist, and I think she's going to eventually kind of bring him his passion back for music. And yeah, I had a really good time reading this, so I'm looking forward to reading the second one. I have also read these 3 volumes of manga. So Dogs, which is the prelude, the first volume of Holic, and the first volume of Yowamushi. Yowamushi Pedal. All of which I actually quite enjoyed. Yowamushi Pedal, I think I enjoyed the most out of those 3. I am a bit of a sucker for a sports anime or manga, and that ended up being quite a lot of fun. It's not my kind of favourite style, but I think the actual story is quite endearing, and yeah, unfortunately they are just extremely expensive. They're from Yen Press and they're like £18 a volume. I think you can get them for like £13 on Amazon, but that's so expensive for like a volume of manga just for one single volume. And they are a bit bigger than a regular volume, like there's a size comparison, but like a regular volume of manga is about £8, so for it to be £18 is just kind of insane. So I do want to continue it. I'm just not sure now what sort of in format. If I can find it secondhand, I might do. But yeah, and then the other 2 I read were Holic and Dogs, and I have one more volume of each of them, and I did enjoy them enough that I'm going to read the volume I have, and then I think after that I'll see whether I want to continue with it afterwards. But other than that, I've listened to some more of Little Women. I am just about to start chapter 8, which is page 78. So I'm going to listen to some more of this. And I've read like the prologue of Divine Rivals. But I do have a bunch more manga that I want to read. And I, have cut other stuff as well. So I will probably update you before I go to bed if I've read anything more. I don't know how much more I'm going to be reading tonight. Like I said, I'm dyeing my hair. So that's going to be the main thing that I'm going to be doing. And then eating dinner and getting ready for my week kind of for today. I'm working tomorrow, but I don't work until 4, so I will read in the morning and do an update just before I go to work, but I'm not sure how much I will get done, but I will update you guys. Hello, it is just after midnight on like Tuesday to Wednesday. I haven't really vlogged in the last 2 days. I work on Mondays and Tuesdays, so I just kind of not in a great habit of vlogging. I've also been reading a lot of manga to try and like catch up to actually do my manga challenge, but I have finished listening to Little Women. Now, this book and also the version I listened to is just Little Women. It's not Good Wives. I didn't quite realize that it was like split. I think some books have the whole story and some are split. This book that I have is split, and the audiobook that I was listening to is also split. So I have only read like not after the time skip stuff, which I was getting confused when I was getting towards the end of this book, because I was like, I remember a lot more happening from the movie, but obviously the movie does include, I guess, what is Good Wives. So yeah, I have only read Little Women, which I enjoyed. It was fair enough. I probably rated about 3 stars. There were some chapters that I thought were a bit random and a bit like fillery, and like I didn't really feel like was that enjoyable, but I can kind of understand why they were in there, I guess. So it's Wednesday tomorrow. I have a trip that I'm going on, and so I will probably take Divine Rivals with me and read it on the coach. That's my intention. So then that's the only thing I have left to read. I think I could technically read it on Friday as well, so I have Wednesday, Thursday and Friday to be able to try and read that. I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to actually read on Thursday because I'll be at home for a bit, and then I'm traveling back home, and then my mum is coming to visit for a few days, but I might be able to read a little bit on Friday. But I might not get Divine Rivals completely finished, which if I don't, to be honest, is fine. I've read quite a lot this week, especially in terms of all the comics that I've read, but we shall see. But I did want to just do this little update now on Tuesday evening. I did mention I dyed my hair, so yeah, it is freshly dyed. It's a bit very, very bright at the moment. It will tone down in a couple of washes, but I did do that. So yeah, I will update you on Thursday probably. I probably won't update tomorrow, or I'll wrap it up on Friday. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We're actually a week into December now, and I never wrapped up the end of this vlog, so I thought I would do it now. I did film a couple of clips of me going into London. So I travelled home, which was a 3-hour coach ride. I have to go into London and then get a train from London home. It's around a 4-hour journey overall, but it's pretty inexpensive. The coach was like a tenner, so that's lovely. But I did read a little bit of Divine Rivals on the coach ride, but I did not finish it. I'm only about 50 pages in, so I did not get Divine Rivals read, which is a shame. But I did start it, and I'm pretty happy with that, and I am happy that I did manage to get Little Women read. However, I didn't realise that Little Women is sometimes split into 2 parts, Little Women and Good Wives. This is just Little Women. When I was reading it, like, thinking a lot of stuff still has to happen from what I remember from the movie, and there just wasn't enough time. So yeah, at some point I will listen to Good Wives to finish off the book. But yeah, so I did finish the Little Women section of Little Women, but I did not read the whole of the novel, which makes a lot more sense because I was like, I was getting to like page 200 or something, and I was like, Amy's not even left like the continent yet, this hasn't happened, and I was confused as to why none of that stuff was happening. But I did get the group read of Little Women done for this readathon, and then I did fulfill the other 3 prompts they were quite easy ones to fulfill. As you can see, like we had a very, very small novella that took me like an hour to read, and then 2 graphic novels, but I still fulfilled those prompts. Yeah, I think I would have been able to finish Divine Rivals, but because I was trying to finish off a load of the manga that I had to read for my manga bingo, that kind of, I wanted to actually get that done since it's something that I kind of was doing for myself anyway. But I did really enjoy the 50 pages that I read of this, and I am excited to continue reading this and finishing it in December. So that is the end of my little reading vlog. This is probably going to be up quite late in December, but I will try and get it up in December. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I should see you again hopefully soon. Bye.